everyone. Welcome to Unit 3 Global Conflicts. So, you finished up talking about World War One, and the first lesson in Unit 3 is kind of what's happening between the wars. So, World War One leads directly to World War Two. It's because of World War One that the Second World War happens. So, this kind of in between stage will show you how things got to that point. Okay. Then, of course, we get to the beginning of World War II, how it starts, what happens. You'll talk about Japanese expansion. You'll talk about the rise of fascism, especially in Germany and in Italy. You'll talk about American isolationism and how after the First World War, the Americans were kind of like, we don't want to be involved anymore. We're going to go back to this isolationist policy. Um, and then, of course, you'll talk about the actual war. So you'll first talk about the European theater, what's going on in Europe. And within the European theater, you will talk about the Holocaust. Holocaust is obviously a very, very sensitive subject for a lot of people. It was a really, really, really horrific thing that happened to millions of people. But it is really important to learn about it and to understand what was going on. Okay. Now, within that is when you will get your discussion. So as always, you'll have your focus notes, which should go before. There we go. Um, and then your actual discussion. So here's your discussion for this one. This link brings you right back to the Holocaust in literature that you should have already gone through right here. And your discussion guide is just on that. Okay, you're looking at the different authors, you're looking at kind of what their stories were, and you're looking at how they portrayed themselves and they portrayed their story. Because some people who actually lived through the Holocaust and wrote about it took it as an opportunity for strength and to talk about how strong they and their families were, and you know the the challenges of something like that. And other people very justifiably um, wrote about their anger and their hatred towards the people who did this to them. So you'll read over those, talk about the differences between each of those, talk about which one you kind of relate to the most, and then you'll move on to lesson 15, which is all about the Pacific Theater. Okay. The Pacific Theater is the Japanese theater, so the United States mostly fighting the Japanese. And that one, again, spoiler alert, ends with the bombing of uh, Nagasaki and Hiroshima with the atomic bomb. So, again, important things to know and to go over. There are two other things in this lesson that are a little bit weird. The first one being that there is another project documentary to do. So it's the exact same thing as in Unit 1. You'll pick a documentary from the list, and you will do the worksheet on it. Nothing crazy. But you'll be also, I love it when it does this. Let me go back to where we were. You will also be introduced to a longer project. Okay. This project overview walkthrough right here. This is a project that you'll start working on in this unit, in Unit 3, but you won't turn in until the end of the class. Okay, so this is just an overview, a walkthrough of it, just kind of the first steps for that project. Now, always, if you have any questions, let me know, but otherwise, go ahead and dive right in. Thanks, friends.